Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 7:30 p.m. Central Time. It is Saturday. Jeez, wow. It's Saturday, and we're back to cylinders. Now, you'd be like, Cav, you were just complaining about cylinders, how difficult they are. And they are difficult. But I've been trying my very best to make some breakthroughs. I put off the YouTube chat combo tool that I'm making just to work on this. I think I did a little bit of digging. I think I found the math necessary to fix some of the things, but the big thing that I was struggling with which is the minor and major axes swapping at highly distorted or highly foreshortened bottom planes of the box for the cylinder. I solved it. I figured out why that happens. It is true that it happens, and my ellipses are not even technically correct. They are correct. But before we do that whole rant, because it's going to be a whole thing, let's do some warm-up. Oh, that's a spoiler. Didn't mean to show that. But yeah, so without any further ado, I did mess with my camera last stream. As you guys know, it was 50% Friday, so I messed with some of the stuff. I apologize. So the camera may be a bit weird, all that. So yeah, we'll fix that. We'll deal with that when we get there. Currently playing... so I don't know why Andrew Prello did this, but Andrew Prello is the musical director and creator of the Outer Wilds soundtrack, and he made a Minecraft album. Like in 2025, the year of our Lord, he made a Minecraft album. It's very Outer Wilds-esque. I would say it's almost barely Minecraft, but I love it. I mean, it's two of my favorite things. So yeah. But yeah, today's been pretty good. Did some yard work with the family. I've mainly just been kind of lounging around, being contemplative and quiet and mysterious. Now, haven't been playing mini games or such, just working on this and lounging around. My lines are feeling a bit loosey goosey, very lots of bowing today, so I hope that buffers out for our warm up. Not going to do anything too special with our box today. Ay ay ay. I think once we're done with the YouTube combo chat, it comes to I do start an online class in a few days. So that will take up some of my time, but and it's kind of good timing because right it's a public speaking class, which I clearly need tons of help with. Um but we'll finish the YouTube combo chat, which I have some angst and some I I feel like I'm being misled with some of the things I'm reading about YouTube's chat documentation. But anyways, once it's finished, we'll get to the lesson 3, 4, and 5 videos, which is on our Hot Girl Agenda summer list. I'm quite excited to get. We've already made a huge chunk out of it. That I'm very proud of. But that does not mean it's over. You don't run half a marathon, right? I'm like, this is a bit more inside. Why am I feeling so weird with my lines? Hey, what's up, Jims? Hope you're doing well. How's today been? Did you enjoy the what were you watching last night? Was it something Hobbit related or Lord of the Rings related? It was a show you mentioned, right? Why am I measuring from this side? I don't need to be doing that. I can study boxes literally all day, and yet I'll still be making, like, very simple mistakes here. Lord of the Rings Power Show. Huge, really great, good to hear. Chillax Saturday. Went to bed at 6 a.m. and woke up at 2 p.m. Oh no! Your day's just begun. Oh goodness. Well, I hope that sleep was restful. Party Animal Gyms. Not sure how I feel about this. Yeah, this is weird, but I'm gonna do this. Not really. I'm reading right now to relax. Heck yeah. Well, sorry to hear it wasn't too relaxing, but hope whatever you're reading, you get to relax a bit. Maybe draw a little bit. Be quite fun. Didn't feel great last night. I had a night terror, oh no, and the night before, so I usually don't sleep well after one. I can understand that. For sure. Well, I hope those pass. Ain't ever fun. I've been having some bad dreams as of recent, mainly just school assignments being due. Oof, why did I not start from right there? I always make that mistake. I'm making it again right there. Feel like I'm backing out of my lines a lot. I'm not committing, so we'll need to be a bit more bold. Oh, a bit tired. Uh, been very, very engrossed in all of my little personal projects. Uh, just contemplative, thinking about stuff as of recent. Very excited to get a move on with the YouTube combo chat, as well as all the lesson videos. I don't like writing the scripts because it's so overwhelming. There's so much to do when writing scripts. Um, but generally after that, it's smooth sailing. So I think if I do a lot of my scripts in the first pass, like instead of doing lesson 3 video, okay, lesson 4 video, okay, lesson 5, I'm going to just do all of the scripts at once and then record all at once and edit all at once. Which isn't that good for making better videos because usually you'll make a video, you'll post it, you'll see how it does, you'll improve. But I know if I write a script and then make a video, I'm not going to finish any of the other videos. So we're going to do them in a batch. And plus, the lesson 3 video is the only one I'm dreading. Hey, what's up, Delano? It's the only one I'm dreading. So lesson 4 and lesson 5, I have much, much, much to speak on. Lesson 3, not so much. And then what I'm gonna do to make YouTube happy, I'll release them in I think 2 week intervals. So I'll release lesson 3, then 2 weeks later lesson 4, 2 weeks later lesson 5. Oh yikes! Whoa! What am I doing? Okay, Cav, come on. Not my best, but we'll live. How's it going, Delano? I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I saw. Studying for what? Mm. You work on those straight lines. It's definitely a confidence issue tonight. Yo, what's up, Rick? You made it in time for the cylinder rant that we're about to have. Bring on the rant. Heck yeah. It'll be during our BRB. Is the music a bit loud? Yeah, that's a bit loud. We'll turn it down to 30. Yeah, a bit. Aye, aye, aye. Huge. Good to hear. Shout out Andrew Prowlo. We love him. It's very Baldur's Gate, actually. Now that I think about it. Has echoes of that, specifically this song. Oof, lots of bowing. It's on the edge of the pages too. I don't fare too well. Oof. Whee. Now we're into actual Minecraft music. I need to fix the animation because it should pop up in a couple of seconds and it's going to do it incorrectly. Never mind. I'm going. Oh, wait, what? There we go. Huh. Well, it didn't do it incorrectly. It didn't do it at all, which I guess is incorrect. I don't know. Ay, ay, ay. My longer lines are suffering today. I think longer lines, I need to go a bit slower. Sure, I'm going to be wobblier, but it's going to stop the bowing a bit. The game plan for today. We'll do one more string of ellipses and one more plane, and we'll call it that for the warm-up. I'm going to double up on this line because I can. Yeah. What is it? I was thinking today, and like lesson 4 blends so much. Like in my head, whenever I think of lesson 4, I also think about lesson 5 because they are, very, very similar. Um, it's just a different subject matter, right? You don't really learn tons of new things other than your mental library, right? And then that's it. Yeah, visual library and just like experimenting more with 3D forms and such, new textures, yeah, whatever. Visual library stuff, and like because of that, it's just so like I can't separate the two. I remember when I was in the midst of lesson 5, I looked back at my lesson 4 work, and this was when I was stressing out a bit. I felt like I was really slow and all that, like I was just really beating down on myself. I was like, God dang it. Why are my lesson 4 drawing so much better than my lesson 2 drawing or lesson 5? And I was like so annoyed with myself. Ooh, this is gonna be a really hard diagonal. Alrighty, have a good one. Thank you, thank you. Oof. Alrighty. Here's the hardest line. I might fall asleep, so I'm tired. I can understand that, yeah. If you don't want to fall asleep, though, I'd recommend, occupying those hands. Get yourself moving. probably too late to take Bella for a walk. I already did. I'm in your comfy chair. Oh no. That elusive device makes even the strongest willed fall asleep. 9 p.m. so it's fine. Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Successful little warm up. So yeah, as you guys know, we're gonna head to do a quick BRB. Now's a good time to maybe wake up a little bit, if you want. If that's the goal. Get a sip of water. That's good for waking up. And yeah, we're gonna talk about cylinders right as I get back, and then we're gonna do some cylinders. So be right back. Oh, kind of like the sleepiest possible music is playing. That's so unfortunate. Anyways, okay. So, everybody, I could actually pull out here. Wait, I'm gonna pull out my my thing of cylinders so we could talk about this, because it's a very strange phenomenon that I didn't understand. I felt like I was doing everything up until now wrong. It was What? Did we only draw one ellipse last stream? I guess we did, and we did a pretty terrible job. Do we hit this one again? Screw it, we'll hit it again. You know what? Whatever. Yeah, I think my pin was dying there or something. I think that's the memory I have for it. So we'll pick an existing one. So this is gonna be one of those split stream moments. Man, this is like some space cowboy music. Like bear. We had the oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Cowboy Bebop. We had like the Cowboy Bebop stream a bit ago. Anyways, so everybody, we'll do this first. We'll talk about it over here, and then we'll move over. So, ellipses. They're difficult. Yeah. We know this. They're constructed inside of a box. It's gonna be a bit hard to notice with all of the craziness on this page, but I'm gonna need you guys to stick with me if you're even paying attention. Totally fine if you're not. This is kind of like for the record. Look at this cylinder. Look at the box that it's in. When was the Cowboy Bebop? I think 2 streams ago, if not, yeah, 2 streams ago, which was last Thursday. So this box is highly foreshortened. Specifically, it's so foreshortened that it experienced a bit of distortion, quote unquote distortion. I don't really know what distortion is, just that we experience it. It's when things become like really narrow and really strangely shaped. There's probably a classical definition out there. I don't know, and I don't care right now. The main thing is this, though. Whenever drawing a cylinder, you want the minor axis to pass through it entirely, through both ellipses, and to land at the vanishing point down here. A good example of this kind of working is right here. Look, this VP, or this minor axis, almost goes towards the VP. It's very close. This one, though, the minor axis, goes the complete opposite direction. Why does that happen? That is not right. And so the first thing we look at is the plane that it's bound in, which is this plane right here. And you'll notice that's very diamond shaped, which is, why is that happening? Are our planes wrong? Or maybe there's just like a secret that we're not getting about this? What's going on? And so at first, when we were investigating this, I made a 1-point perspective cylinder tool. And the actually I could show it right here because I have it queued up. And the editor called GeoGebra. There we go. I'll show right here. There we go. Always do a preview. Yeah, looks good. Okay. So, there we are. So yeah, this is the original one I made. And it was actually made to kind of like show and like hand off to people so they could use it for themselves. And I like it for the most part. It does what it needs to and all that. And as we can see here, as the VP gets, closer, the ellipses become practically equal. And as it moves further away, the revelation there was the true diameter moves away from the minor axis or the major axis. But one thing I also noticed, which was an issue, is as our VP gets closer, it gets more foreshortened. Look at this. The minor axis for the bottom ellipse has now become the major axis and vice versa. Why? Is that just me doing my math wrong, which wouldn't be the first time? In fact, it will never be the last time, right? Because this entire process has been me messing up the math and then completely remaking the tool. So, okay. The minor axis could flip with the major axis on the bottom. Can we actually prove this? And so I go off on my own a little bit, and mainly Drosh. I don't think the top and bottom are square anymore. They are, and I can prove it. Using a lot of Drosh's stuff, I went through 4 textbooks. One was completely AI generated, which is just annoying. I created, this one is still like in development, so I appreciate your patience. This is very dramatic music. There we go. This is what I created. So this is using Drosh's tutorial, basically, for creating a true square in 3D space. I've just realized that we're missing a cylinder. Oh, because it's on my computer, duh. Oh, I don't want to save over it. I almost just saved over it. I would have cried. Whew. Discard changes. There we go. Okay. This is looking a little bit more correct. Whew. That was almost bad. Here it is. So, whenever you're drawing in perspective, you have something called the standing point. The standing point is how far the viewer is from the picture plane. Whenever you use the standing point, you basically flip it and project it onto the picture plane. So that's what this is right here. And the standing point points all the way up to where we're looking. Now, for the sake of how I did this, the standing point, the center VP, whatever, who cares? The moral of the story is I use this to make a true square in perspective. With this tool, you can actually mess with the rotation of the object. So if we do it at a 45 degrees and then move the X of the center point, we can find it here. This is an almost completely accurate cylinder. The only problem is my math for the top ellipse is a tiny bit wrong. So the minor axes aren't lining up completely. Ignore that for now. It's still a great approximation and will serve us correctly for what's to come. So this is a pretty good example of what something in perspective should look like. Right here, this is the focal point. Humans have a 60-degree focal point. So measuring from the standing point, a 30-degree internal angle right here will give us the range with which we want to draw in, right? Anything outside of this, any box or object that we draw outside of this focal point will start to be distorted. Keyword distorted. So if our cylinder gets so tall that it leaves the focal point, now we're, nearing this. Uh-oh, what do we have down here? A very, very, very strange diamond. And I would have plotted it here. I'm still working on this tool, like I said, but it is pretty evident here. So long as my math is correct, which I'm pretty darn confident, that, boom, there's our diamond. And we don't even need it to be this tall. We can move this back a little bit, move up the Y, and then just foreshorten it a ton. And then push it down here, maybe rotate a little bit. And we'll get that same effect. So, whenever you have a distorted plane of the cylinder, it is a possibility that the minor axis and major axes will flip. And that's why it's so strange. Seeing that in my cylinders whenever I was grading them. So we were correct. That thing I just showed you where the minor axis and major axis flipped and it was making this weird streak across the page when I'm correcting it. That's why. So yeah, this is the technical proof. It's weird. So the way I'm doing the top ellipse is I'm using the 4 points, and to define a conic in graphs, you need a fifth point. And so I use this point by doing some of the construction methods that Drosh has for their ellipses, and it's incorrect because the minor axis of this ellipse is not lining up with the VP. And so I just did, I found some parametric equations that I'm going to try to throw in here in a bit to solve for all of this, and I think it'll work. It's just a much more of a pain than what I did to set up here. But yeah, so, I mean, for all intensive purposes, though, the minor axes do align whenever there's no rotation, and we can still see pretty obviously here that the flip kind of still occurs. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, the most neurotic and obsessive thing I think I've done for art, other than like lesson 5 in a bit. But we can now confidently say, hey, we're correct. And I'm going to put this in the basic challenges, get Uncomfy's okay on it so I can talk about it for the 250 cylinder challenge video. And yeah, so I'm going to take another water break. That was a lot of yapping and whatever. It's for the record. I don't expect anyone to, follow what I said because I'm pretty poor at explaining these things. But yeah, so be right back. Uh-oh, guys, Bear missed the cylinder rant. I have to do it all over again. Alrighty, so starting from the beginning... No, I'm not gonna do that. Cool. What's up, Bear? Oh, goodness, why is it not transitioning? There we go. It's because I was in studio mode. Oh, studio mode. How many mistakes I've made with you in OBS. I only heard about the basic challenges part. Huge. So yeah, we are redoing that previous page just because I don't like the quality. You can fight me. Let's get started. I'm starting the hour timer. My goal is 2 today, but if we yap too much and do whatever, I don't really care. But yeah, so I, ironically, after all of that, I'm too tired to finish the math because my proof is still there and is still technically accurate. But I know my algo professor doesn't accept technically accurate proofs. So yeah. New emojis, whoa. Darth Jar Jar, oh god. Oh, Streamer U, okay, I've heard of that. That's like the only thing I get there. Darth Jar Jar. Oh, jeez. Why does that character exist? That character is a blight upon fiction and everything. Okay, so let's do a cylinder, guys. I'm kind of like, I feel like I've seen every possible cylinder. I know that's completely untrue, but I feel like I've seen every single one, and none is ever going to be a challenge. It's just a mechanical challenge for me at this point, which is so untrue. I'm going to see the new Mission Impossible tomorrow. Can't really say I'm excited. Like it's probably going to be a good movie. I'm just about like, yippee, I'm not like doing all that about it. At 90 degrees, yeah. We go a bit lower on purpose. Yeah, no. Interesting. What movie? Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Which is 2 hours and 49 minutes out of my day, so it better be good. Otherwise, I'll be somewhat peeved. I'm a busy man. I have a whole lot of nothing to do all day. Oh, also, I was going to talk about this, send a picture of this in chat. I forgot, or in the Discord. Hi. My new non-photo blue, or the Prismacolor Cola Race came in. Very excited to use these. Jurassic Park. They're making so many of those. I'm so like, what are we in a different universe? You know, like what's happening? Like I've kind of given up following it. This is we're like teetering on 90 degrees with all of these. Alrighty. Oh, this happens with the Drawbox pins. Like there's a glitter on my fingers. Or like something, like the sides are coming off. It's a bit strange. Alrighty. We'll. Okay, yeah, we should worry about this. So now, technically, I know how to draw this, um, to make it a true square. However, there's no way I'm doing all of that in my head, right? And I still have the variable of where I put the SP, so like, who cares? We're gonna guesstimate as per usual as to how to make this square. It is a bit upsetting how hard it is to find like rigorous proofs and or math out there for defining these things. Like I was scanning through so many textbooks, and while they gave like to make a square, you do this, but I'm like, why? Why is that a square? Because once I know why, I could apply it to my own tool, right? But I couldn't find it. And that one AI generated art book was just very funny too. So this is feeling mighty square. I'm no squareologist though. It does feel a little bit long in this direction. Um, mm, ah. Ugh. Next on Kavel's list, a rectangle. Oh, don't get me started. I was about to start doing linear algebra for this tool, and that's when I said, hey, I'm doing too much. That is a rectangle. It's it's a weird relationship with me because I think like learning and discovering math is such a cool thing. And like once you get it, that aha moment is beautiful. And it is so, especially when I got into like complexity theory. A complexity theory. So I hit like when I first did discrete math, I was like, wow, these relationships and the way math works and like the true reason as to like why 1 + 1 = 1, from going to combinatorics to counting. Awesome. But like complexity theory just changed the game for me. And also just linear algebra with learning about change of basis in vector spaces, like transforming polynomials into literally any other form of equation. Um, so crazy cool to me. I think those things are cool to me because it proves that math is everywhere. Change of basis is literally, or like complexity theory is saying that, and change of basis is like this math is also this math. Very cool stuff. Tests, yeah, tests are awful. Tests are so overwhelming and study, yeah. That's the only downside I think to math is like give me in my own time to study it and to really learn to love it and grow with it. Um that other stuff though, oof. I hate tests. It's cool, but the school system sucks sometimes. Yeah. It's all dependent on a well-written test, but many professors are not good teachers or test writers. They are good in their field. They're knowledgeable in their field, but that doesn't mean they're good at disseminating information. And it also doesn't help that the fact that they're good in their field, that they've spent their entire lives on this, means they usually get a pretty big chip on their shoulder um, about the subjects that they teach. Which I mean, yeah, sure, they are sometimes the governing authority on the topic. But dude, I just need you to round my 89.999 to an A. I remember that song Jump Scared. I think it jump scared Bear and I last time we played it. Oh no, we were listening to 65 Days of Static. Never mind. I love 65 Days of Static. That's too foreshortened, but I think we'll just have to deal. This is very close to parallel though. I'm gonna forcibly move it inside because I'm sick and twisted. I keep hitting my headphones on my mic. I'm sorry. God, terrible. It's a terrible feeling. You are not sorry. I do it on purpose. Oh, yeah, didn't that one YouTuber, she got banned from YouTube or she got her channel taken down because she dropped her mic or like broke her mic. Ridiculous. I talked about it on stream already, but I'm so scared of that happening. Yeah, there was a smaller YouTuber who's like a commentary YouTuber, I believe. And one of the bits she did was she knocked over her microphone. She was like getting really emphatic about something, and then like she knocks over a microphone. That's the bit, right? Her YouTube gets her video gets like marked as child endangerment by the YouTube like Automod, I guess. And then her channel gets taken down, and so she like tries repealing it. They say no, and then she goes on Twitter and like adds YouTube, and YouTube responds with an automated message that says, "We thoroughly investigated it, and there's nothing we can do in our part," or something, whatever. So a bunch of larger YouTubers. This was in like a while of like a bunch of people coming forward saying, "Hey, YouTube did this to me." There's another YouTuber. She got like two or three of her YouTube channels taken down. I can't remember for the reason stated there. Um, but this was after like she was dealing with a ton of medical bills and she like got a lot of her living off of YouTube, and stuff like that. So thankfully, YouTube did reinstate these channels. Um, but I don't think that bodes well for the security of the platform, so much as the like security is. Oh yes, I trust YouTube to not nuke me because their LLM or whatever, their speech recognition on YouTube has gone haywire. And that's the thing, because like Twitch TOS states, hey, no nudity, no drawing nudity, nothing. Nada. Cool. I'll do that on YouTube. But I'm scared, like, because when we do our figure drawing, I'm probably not going to put the reference up on screen, just for the sake of. I know how people are on YouTube. But like drawing, drawing figure drawing, even if mine's not of the fidelity of a live nude model or anything like that, I'm just scared that YouTube's like, this isn't educational. Like, brother, it is. If Proco could have boobies on video, then I can. This is going to be so rectangular, and I'm going to be so mad about it. Why am I doing that? I was listening to the Draftsman podcast today. I've been going through them chronologically. I think I need to start going through Draftsman, just like on ones that I find interesting. Um, like one day I was driving my roommate to the motor shop, and I just put on the drugs one where they talked about like artists taking drugs and the creative process on drugs and stuff like that, and their experiences with drugs. That was like a very fun one just to randomly click on. Why is my brain going all wonky with this one? Whoa! What up, monkey? How's the Minecraft going? For however long you played, I didn't know. I was so distracted by my cylinder. Sorry about the whole thing. I think what happened is I have a proxy service for the Minecraft server, and on that proxy I've installed the thing that translates packages from Bedrock to Java, and I added you to my local server's whitelist, but I think I also had to add you to the proxy's whitelist. I just guess I didn't remember doing that for the bear mug, so. Going good, got me lots of tools and stuff. Later, you're gonna build a house huge. Are you gonna build it on the bear mug coast? I saw bear mug started. Why do I keep saying bear? You know, I'm gonna say full name, full legal name, bear mug. I saw bear mug start her lighthouse. Big diorite enjoyer. I started a portal. You know what? I'm gonna play that tonight. I'm gonna get all cozy like. Ooh, I'm gonna make some tea. I think I have some hibiscus tea. I'm gonna make some hibiscus tea. Freaking warm up a little bit. Dropping her full government name like that. Trying to think like a funny like middle name for bear, so I could do a full legal name. I'll build a house somewhere else and then start on a really huge dock. Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, we don't take survival that like we're not that I don't know, orthodox. So if you want like, hey, Cav, where's this lime chunk? Where's the closest this biome? I'll tell you. Like we're not stressing about that. Or like if you travel 6,000 blocks and then die, I'll look the other way and teleport you. Like we're not we're not that stressful about it. I won't like give people, wither spawn eggs or anything, but Mugbear. Mugbear sounds like bugbear, which is a type of creature that Jim so rudely interrupted and then slayed on her second day of playing Baldur's Gate? Do you not remember was it a bugbear? It was a Oh no. Yeah, very rectangular. I have such a poor eye for that. It sucks. What music's playing? Is this from the Ooh, I want to listen to a specific song. You got Autobot? Oh, frick. I was on the YouTube chat end. Deny. I'm gonna ban that. Get banned, Jims. Do you watch Legends of Avartis? I think that's what's called. Legends of Avartis. Sounds familiar. Then again, I know a lot of. Wait, yes. My friend, he showed me the board game, or like the game that inspired, or like that this thing takes place in. Yes. Yes, he's talked about it on several occasions. I absolutely love all the people in this D&D group. They have a bugbear called. Oh yeah, what's frick? I literally have a picture of him right now, right here. I have a picture of him right here, please. And he talks like, yeah, wait, Torbeck, right? Torbeck. Yeah, Torbeck. I love it. I love his voice, the voice he does for Torbeck. Oh my god. Torbeck feels conflicted. I can't do it. Wow, that was embarrassing. I love Torbeck. I love the little mouse. I really is that the same? Yeah, because they did a thing for that. I love the little mouse that like so. Do not bring up Chuckles in this. Bitsy, yes, Bitsy. Oh my god. Then of course Gideon with like laughing a ton. They take it so unseriously at some points, or from what I've seen. I've only seen them through like YouTube shorts back when I used to watch a lot more YouTube shorts. Um, I'm 2 months sober. Actually, I don't know when I like permanently uninstalled YouTube, but it's gone. Anyways, um, if I ever hear of them, it's through my friend who is a fan. I wish I could have like I do laugh with my friends, but I feel like they have such like hearty, true laughs. Like my friends and I will giggle at stupid Helldiver stuff, and sometimes we'll have like the odd like I'm wheezing, choking to death. But like I feel like they just have such wholesome moments. I strive for that. it is a dream of mine one day to draw the characters and OCs of my friends' D&D sessions. I don't think I'll ever play D&D. Um, I just I it'll have to be with like a very specific group of people that I feel comfortable playing it with. And even then, they need to baby me the whole way, and I'll have to sit in like 3 sessions, or not session, like entire, what do they call campaigns? I'll need to sit in on 3 campaigns just in the back of the room, just watching menacingly before I ever. You're playing tomorrow, huge. Is this your first time playing D&D, or is this gonna be what's it called? Baldur's Huge. Oh my gosh, you excited? I get a strange FOMO when it comes to D&D. I feel like I'm not a real nerd. My friends and I are going to a shop. Heck yeah. Ooh, yes. You alerted the horde, Jims. We need to hear everything. You're going early though. Heck yeah. I do, even though I'll tell Monkey, not me, what? What? What did I do? I was just as excited. What? Scammed. Guess I have to draw like another Bella or something to get on Jim's good side again. Maybe watercolor this time. The bugbear. But it's so funny. You can't blame me. No, you know what? No, you're the mean one in that incident. I'm not gonna lie. The bugbear incident. Can we like formally call it that from now on? Like, may it be formally known. I didn't tell like warn you. I'm not gonna meta game your your Baldur's Gate experience. There's no wrong option in Baldur's Gate. And I feel like the best moments, and including in D&D, are from those where we don't know ahead of time and we make either a grave mistake and we climb our ways out of it. However, that was it. Let's see your first. Wait, no, I think I was in the stream the day before, but your second stream that happened, and then the third stream I scared you so bad that you almost died. So I think we're on a good track. Okay, we're gonna do this line. We're gonna mark the contact points, then we're gonna take a quick brain break because I usually overwhelm myself, and ink smears easily at this stage. Uh, I choked at the end, but it was okay. What is this? What is my opinion on Forza Horizon 5 Gems and Cav? I admitted to it? What did I admit to? Oh, scaring you? It was not on purpose. It was not on purpose. I went in there, I was like, hey, what's up, Jims? Ah! Like, hey, now I know whenever I enter, I need to like DM Jims before I enter VC if she's alone in there. Forza Horizon 5, my friend played it a ton and he was really good at it. And it looks fun. It looks very pretty. But that's about it. Actually, I wanted to get into racing games like 3 years ago when I first got into Formula. I wanted to get into racing games pretty badly, and then I saw like the racing sims and like how much effort it takes. And I was like, I don't really want this. This isn't for me. I wouldn't race a car in real life. Why should I do it in a video game? Then again, I've done plenty worse things in video games, and I haven't done them in real life. So I don't know if that's a a proper argument. What is the worst thing you guys have ever done? Actually, don't say this in chat. Just think about it. Once when 100 to ooh, this car stuff scares me. I've seen so many high school accidents that have ended in tragedy or horrible things in my life that I'm like, I don't mess with cars. I will go exactly up to the speed limit, even if I'm on like an interstate or like, just a middle of nowhere. I'll only maybe go 5 over, maybe, but probably not. And I know like most people go 5 over, but I'm in the right lane. I'm going slow. I don't care. He was safe and no one was around. Gotcha. But yeah, worst thing that we've done in video games. I'm trying to think of a video game that like made me like feel just sick. I don't think I've played a COD game that has caused that. Claims adjuster for all state. He sees cars wrecks. Oh, goodness. Please, always wear a seatbelt. Manage your speed. Signal. If road rage, especially if road rage occurs, be the bigger person. Just don't engage. Road rage is so scary. I've been in the car with people with road rage, and I've been on the receiving end of road rage, and I get it. I can definitely get it when someone cuts you off. Um, when someone is just driving like a pure idiot, I get it. But like, there's never a reason to even don't. It all starts with someone flipping someone else off. Like it is. That's how it always starts. Is someone flips someone off, and then it's on. Like that is PSA. No, that's a valid PSA. People need to be reminded. Such an easy thing to forget. Got followed by someone because I honked at them because they almost hit me. I was in high school. Oh my god. See, that's something like I honked because it was for my own safety, and now I'm being like tracked. That's awful. One thing I've noticed, I typically don't honk. And if I ever honk, I try to hit like a like I'm never like I'll never do it for more than half a second, right? But I've noticed that when I'm in my hometown, I rarely ever have to honk at stoplights. Whenever in my college town, I literally every other day when I drive, I have to honk because they don't move at the light because they're on their phone. I had a really bad road rage a year ago. I was so mad I almost hit another car. Never again, yeah. Thank you for the restraint. It is it's scary stuff. Because it isn't you, it takes you over, right? I just curse them out. I don't look or give them the finger. I think the most I do is go like, bro. Like I just look with that's my thing. I just look with disappointment. Like because like you're just endangering whenever you're like a bad driver, you're just endangering people. I'm not mad. Why would I be mad at that? You're just I can't do anything about it. Anger is for like action, right? I can't do anything about them being a terrible driver. Me yelling at them and honking at them and flipping them off or cursing them off won't help. But me looking very disappointed in them, I feel like that. I feel like that would do more. Or no, I do get passive aggressive. I'm like, hey, good turn there. Oh, we figured out how to use our turn signal. You know, stuff like that. I'll say that. Cool. Okay. We'll take a quick BRB, guys. Just a quick second to get some water. Calm down from all the scary road talk. That stuff really can put one in a scary mood. There you go. Yeah. You won't. You'll only remember it if you do something. You'll only remember it if you do something stupid. So we got deep. It's a good PSA though. I think it's a good thing to talk about every once in a while. Anyways, we'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna stop the timer, get a sip of water, chill out for a second, and yeah, here be. The worst thing in games is the bugbear. I'm not joking. I'm trying to think. Okay, so the worst thing I think I've done, like beyond a single player game, is I've just tried to. I've rage baited professionally on TF2 for a bit. Like I was just there to make people mad, as a soldier main does. Uh, but besides that, um, oh, those kind of games that force you to make a choice, you know. Trying to think if there's one that is specifically COD comes to mind, but I've only played like one COD game. Couldn't even tell you which one. It was the one with Clean House in it. But even then, I don't think I was forced to make a horrible decision. Uh, GTA. I've never. I know this is a bit. I won't call it childish. I've never liked like killing civilians or doing anything horrible like that in GTA. Like I'd rather kill players, which is I'm not sure if that's better or worse. But yeah, I don't like what my friend and I would do is we would both get on a Hakachu in GTA 5, which is still bugged out probably till today. The Hakachu drag. It's a motorcycle and it's bugged where like the center mass is messed up. It barely tips over. It doesn't have a good turning radius, but if you get good brakes, you can stop on a dime and then instantly accelerate. It's a wonderful, wonderful maneuverable thing. It's a two-seater. So we would just go around the map. We'd go up to just a player minding their business, toss C4 at them, and then only kill them once. Because at the end of the day, we'd probably get like 3 to 4 different players hunting us down. And it's just a game of chase at that point. We wouldn't target cargo shipments or any important stuff, but we would just try to make absolute chaos. Get the police in on it, get like especially, oh my gosh, getting a Mark II to chase us. So fun. Or like a Deluxo. Oh my god. And then we'd like camp out in a parking garage. I'd pull out like sniper with explosive rounds and just be a menace with thermal. Oh my god. Stealing cars and running into NPCs because I couldn't drive. Back on the driving discussion. Yeah, you know what? The collateral I've had from my Hakachu shenanigans in GTA is probably pretty bad. Realistically, that's pretty rough. But we're just like admitting to things in this stream. One day I'm gonna forget to mute. I can't believe it hasn't happened already. And I make these terrible noises whenever I like clear my throat and prepare to talk. And I just really hope that never happens. I do not. You guys deserve better. You should never be subjected to such torture. Ready? I still see in the auto mod queue, Jim78, shut up, marked as aggression and uh, added to the block terms. My first stream, I forgot to change it to the game overlay. Oh no! Also, I'm once again, I know I said it and ranted, and this will be the last time talking about it, but I'm so sorry I missed it, Jims. I read EST because my friend's in EST, not EDT. So please, please drop it in the streaming channel. We'll all be there. I felt so bad. Are you gonna stream next Friday? We could also help you sort out any technical difficulties if those arise. Like yeah, and maybe it was a good thing that we weren't there, just so you could hammer everything out, get it all together. Oh dang it, it's the hard part where I have to like really turn my brain on. Try to keep it 1 week at least. I like it. I like it. Awesome. So everybody, this is the minor axis. The major axis is perpendicular, crosses through at the center, but does at the center of the line, but does not necessarily go through the center of the plane, especially when it's highly foreshortened like this one is. This direction is pretty normal, but this one is highly foreshortened. That means it's more likely to be right here-ish. So we have a general idea, probably about right here, the minor axis. I'm feeling that a lot, actually. So now's the game. I'm going to move back my microphone a little bit, of trying to fit a ellipse in there. I choked so hard right there, but it wasn't that bad. I felt it, like the anxiety quell up. Okay, whew. Take it off. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm going to tell you guys a story of I got a bit distracted. Um I was in band when I was in high school. Ooh, ooh. The guy who streams art every night was a nerd in high school. Ooh. Anyways, and I was in percussion. I loved percussion. I still do. I love piano, but I was on the snare drum. I was on bass, snare, and tenors, but mainly bass. But I did snare because I'm an idiot for one of my first solos. Um, I don't think I've nuked something because of anxiety more in my life than that solo. I really don't like I didn't play the piece. I didn't play the piece at all. Like I was in there, it was a giant room, a huge room, snare drum in the middle, and like 20 feet away, it was kind of absurd, was the judge, the singular judge. Trombone, cello, huge. I march in there. I probably get like the first two measures correct. It all goes downhill. And nuked. Terrible. And like it echo. There's a weird reverb in the room, and so like my tempo was all over the place. And like once it was over, I legit got in my parents' car, and I just like a weight was lifted off my shoulders because it was over, and I lived despite the embarrassment, and I didn't really care about the outcome. But God, that was one of the most humbling experiences I've ever had in my entire life. But yeah, then I switched. Hey, yo, what's up, Luffy? How's it going? How's the 10 kilometers going? Not the best, bit egg-shaped, but it's whatever. For me, it's different, so that works out. I just realized what Bear sent, making a summoning circle. Oh yeah, the geometric shenanigans I did to achieve the 5th point for the conic on the ellipse for the cylinder I was making in GeoGebra. Oh my god, don't do that. It was incorrect in perspective anyways, because, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about it. It's because the minor axis has a splay, which depends on the third VP. But I was only doing my math with 2 vanishing points in mind, so I don't understand how a third vanishing point can affect a plane that's only dependent on that, but we'll see. Actually, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna talk about it. I think what Drosh has aren't, they're approximations of how to draw a ellipse, but not a true ellipse. What is this? Is this an actual Minecraft? Oh, Minecraft Live soundtrack. Interesting. A Vibrant Diary. Always rush this part. Let's take deep breaths, guys. I like it. Definitely gives me Pale Machine vibes, which my friend just DM'd me. I don't know what the context is, but he said, have you ever heard of Omori? And I have, but mainly because of the soundtrack. Ooh, very pretty music. Look at that. Very pretty. Oh my goodness. Cool, cool. First cylinder down. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Take a sip of water and we'll get to our next one. I need like random die to roll to decide what cylinder we do because I feel like I've seen it all. I already made that joke earlier, but so back. The next cylinder. High degree. Low foreshortening. Turn to the right only a tiny bit. My leg itches. Mosquito bites. I was out in the yard for most of the day, like I said, so plenty of mosquito had its fill. I like this slightly more grungy Andrew Prowlo song. Gives very Midwest emo, which I totally vibe with. However, it's capped at 40 decibels, which doesn't make much sense. But whatever. Let's get back to it. More cylinders, guys. So yeah, high degree, slightly turn to the right, just because I hate when the closest line and the minor axis are aligned, because then it gets really messy. Um, Low foreshortening. So we're gonna be kind of doing like as other than the rotation, as Rig said, the prototypical box. Um, so let's do a prototypical box. I like that word. That one's stuck. Oh, lots of strumming. Oh, geez. What's happening? I know it gets better, but I don't think I have the patience tonight for oh, here we go, guys. Sorry, I need this kind of music for this. Let's do it. Okay. Large degree, slightly rotated to the right. If we get the VP to go this way, that'd be awesome. And if it's like this, that means we're gonna have a 90 degree, which means the other VP will go this way, which means it's overlapping a lot with this one. So maybe we could still aim it so it doesn't collide with that. But that means it's gonna have a very foreshortened bottom to it unless we make it stubby, which I'm not opposed to. So yeah, let's see. This VP lands probably deeper than I want it to. Yeah, wow. Um, so we're not gonna really be able to escape that. So we can use something like this, and I won't be too upset by it. So yeah, we want the that direction. And we're gonna be hitting what is practically 90 degrees. It isn't, because greater than 90 degrees. Um, but we need that for a we'll go a bit greater. Cool. This one's very rotated to the right. Wow, wait. We'll move this. I hate moving it because that's just more stray dots on the page. Okay, we'll keep the center dot just because we can. I'll move this one more out. I think that's good. We'll see though. We're a bit cramped, but I think drawing smaller here will be fun. This is where I rush and I start messing stuff up by the second box, so let's calm down, guys. Deep breaths, relax your shoulders, all that stuff. Oof. Mindfulness, I think, is the most powerful tool for art, but it's just such a hard one to cultivate. Alrighty, Gems, have a good one. Stay well and all that. Uh-oh. Not sure how much this line will fit here. Get some good rest. Was that really the 90-degree one that I planned on doing? That's like not 90 degrees. Come on, Cav. Don't let the bugbears bite. Dang it. I hope Jims was still here so she could have heard that. Too fast. I need to slow down. Wobbly. Yikes. Oof, really scraping along with the definition of 90 degrees right there, but we shall continue. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, this line seems shorter. Actually, maybe they seem a bit equal. I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Goes to the center of the O. Yeah, so this one is shorter. So that since it's shorter, that means the VP is going to be closer over here. So this line will be steeper, or this line, I should say. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to establish these VPs, then double check it with over here so I have actually room to do that. Because I want the VP for this axis to be pretty far out there, so I'd rather not foreshorten it a lot. So something will give. I wanted it to be, high degree up here, but I'd rather sacrifice it being high degree than for being uber foreshortened down there. So ideally, that's still not totally. That feels very rectangular. This needs to move out a little bit. Lots of searching lines. Let's slow down and make sure I'm not overwhelming myself. Um, that feels mighty square. Maybe we can move it even just a little bit closer, which was the opposite of what I tried doing earlier. Aye, aye. Cool. We learned our lesson earlier. I hate doing it, but we're going to draw from here to here. Well then. Why are all my pins behaving like this? It's a bit strange. Something feels wrong. This is not 90 degrees. That's why. Frick. Darn. Okay, well, we'll live with it. You hate to see it, though. You really do. Oh, I never even checked that this was going to be a doable. Well, You got a bit lucky right here. It's gonna be pretty close to parallel. Now, if I wasn't checking these, that'd be like a great thing, because then oh, cardinal sin, bending a page. Oof. But since I am, that means I still have to be pretty accurate. Which you hate to see, but oh goodness. That's nice. Solid line right there. I'm happy with that one. This one is crazy off. I don't know how I managed that, but I did. Frick. A lot of novice mistakes today. Not happy with it. Not that I'm not a novice, but come on. No one wants to be making novice mistakes. No one wants to be making mistakes in general. Still struggling on the square part a bit, but we'll survive. Ever practice gesture? Not really practice. I've done it a couple, or so yeah, maybe this practice. I've done it a couple times, but no, never practiced it. Never. I've never done it with the intent to learn or get better at it. However, that is immediately what I'm doing once I'm done with Drawbox. Then the Food app from New Masters Academy. Basically, I'm going to learn a little bit more fundamentals, and then go right into the gesture and then anatomy and then full-fledged figure drawing. Gesture's awesome though. I really love it. Some goofy music, okay. Loving the splinky jams. My brain just completely turned off when I flipped this upside down, mainly because of that line. I was like, what am I looking at? I think just all part of my brain just like blew up, pieces fragmented. Kind of vibe with this music. A little bit upbeat. Could use it. Quick water break before we get to the very, very hard stuff. The brain melting and wrist bending part of cylinders. I don't know why I'm ghosting that one. I don't even use that access. I always do that. Why do I always default to that? It's such a weird habit. Oh goodness. That was a music jump scare. Oh goodness. That was totally off. I don't feel that one. Oh. I feel like the Caves and Cliffs update really capitalized on the nostalgia of Minecraft soundtrack for me. Very melancholic, very smooth. Not melancholic, just pretty. Very pretty. Gonna give it a second, take another sip of water, then we'll be doing our last ellipses of tonight. Let's do this. Oh, that's perfect timing. Let's see what song gets queued up. Blissful Release by Berlinist. Already. So not as foreshortened because it's a higher degree, but still foreshortened. And by the looks of it, we still have pretty equal, horizontally equal contact points, but we can tell it's just a bit higher. See how this one's a bit lower than this one, and this one's a bit higher than this one. If we're gonna like divide it, this gives credence to the fact that the major axis is gonna be a little bit to the left of the minor axis. My brain's telling me to draw it as if the minor axis was like right here, which is very interesting. I feel like I'm slipping into the diagonal as a major axis hallucination. I think it was a bit too high of a degree. Give it a second to dry. Think about it. Very high degree. Very, very high. I don't know. Ooh, like appendix started hurting right there. No idea what that's about. And this is an instance where we have a diamond, or like trapezoid, kind of, I guess. I don't know the difference. And it looks like, just by intuition, our minor and major axes have swapped. So we will now turn this to a minor axis, which means we're going to be drawing the long way. Which is, another thing about it, kind of harder to draw with the minor axis in mind like this. Usually we draw around the minor axis as a constraint rather than the major axis. Should have shifted it up a bit. We usually rush this part, so it's wrong and something's wrong, but I don't know what yet. Hmm. Cool, cool. Now I'm gonna draw over this line. Nice. Oof. Jokes, but saved it. Cool. So, with that being said, everybody, that marks the end of tonight with cylinders. I'm probably going to maybe play Minecraft or something. I don't know. After this. So, yeah, I hope all of you have a wonderful night. Thank you very much for joining Viv, Jims, Rig, Delano, Monkey, Bear. I think that was everybody. Oh, and Luffy, of course. So, yeah, if anybody joined or now or in the future, in the past, whatever that I forgot, thank you for joining us tonight. It's a legit blessing to be able to stream every night, let alone a stream with some awesome people. So yeah, once again, thank you guys. We're gonna have a pretty normal week coming up, I think. Bye for now. See you guys.